And hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Monster Noire, Bats in the Belfry. Today is July 22nd, 2020, and you are loved. And that is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers at the beginning of each and every single one of these sessions. If this is your first time joining us, consider going to youtube.com/indoor adventures, where you can check out all of the VODs of each of the games that we've played up until this point, or you can go anywhere audiocasts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indoor adventures, you can find yourself listening to our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. Right now, it is just being hosted on Patreon. You don't actually have to pay in order to listen to it. Speaking of things that are also being posted on that Patreon, we currently have a pinned post for a giveaway that we are doing for our Tyrant Security game on Thursdays that will actually land you in the homebrew setting of our Monday night show and our Thursday night show. So if you would like to become an NPC and have your stat blocks possibly put into a documented write-up of our adventure that we'll post on the DMs Guild for a home-style conversion of the Acquisitions Incorporated adventure, consider checking that out, because hey, if you win, you also get a shirt that has Tiamat's design on it. But say you don't want to wait to win a shirt. What if you just want to buy a shirt? You can go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. We got t-shirts like the I've Seen Some Crit with the goat and the one as the eye. We got posters, we got mugs, we got stickers, we got sweatshirts, and now we even have face masks that have the symbol of Tiamat upon them. So gain Tiamat's blessing in one of 5 different colors. All of the proceeds end up going to help support COVID-19 research. So, hey, you'd also be doing a pretty cool thing. Not just getting, supporting our merch, but also supporting, the current situation that's going on outside. But other than that, that is it for my spiel. So, hey, Satan, who you playing today?
Hi, I'm Satan, and I'll be playing Lilith, the vampire mobster.
I'm Jen. I'll be playing Beltane Hawthorne, her right-hand man, the Fey mobster.
I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener, and I'm going to be playing as Haka, the occult detective.
Nakekeener.com.
I am the Indoor Adventurer, and tonight I'll be playing as Kane, aka Keys, the Music Man, a thief lich. A thief leech. That's not a phrase.
It is now. Wait till you encounter it tonight. And I'm Graybeard, Graybeard's Tavern, and we're going to be playing in the 1920s. Today we'll be in Europe because these guys needed a vacation, so that's where they've gone. And last time on Monster Noire, we looked at Lilith's past, and everyone got to impromptu play their people in Lilith's past. And we decided that, some of those people might still be roaming around here in Europe, but I don't think we'll run into them this evening. Of course, this evening we will... sorry, side note, technical difficulties kind of thing. Am I quiet? Too quiet?
JD Lady says that Danae and GB both are a little low.
Do I sound
All
a little
right.
bit better now? I moved my microphone closer.
That'll usually do it.
That'll usually do it.
Usually.
All
Only
right.
sometimes.
There will we crank the gain, so hopefully that'll fix it, and I'll use my stage voice. So normally we swoop in, but tonight we won't be swooping in. We're going to start off. We hear footsteps on cobblestones. Someone is running. We're looking up we're in some kind of alleyway or small street, obviously in a European village, and we hear the feet clacking on the cobblestones. We see something whoosh across, a shadow, a silhouette, as we're looking up, cross over the full moon, giving us plenty of light to run by. the person skids kind of around a corner, and they come into a bigger, a wider, more open street, and they seem to take a breath. We hear them breathing. They suddenly yoinked back into the darkness of the alley that they just came from. We hear a muffled scream, and the scene fades. I almost said daylight. That would have been bad. No, I guess it would be daylight. Daylight. Shipyard. A massive ocean liner. Massive ocean liner coming down the gangplank is Beltane holding a parasol with black lace hanging around above Lilith's head as we see our merry band come down the gangplank. What's everybody look like here so that the audience can get to know us? Let's start with you, Lilith, since you're leading the procession, being shaded.
She is wearing a very nice and tasteful black suit with a wide brim hat that has a veil over it that goes a bit past her shoulders. She's wearing gloves. Um, in Lilith style, the edges of the veil have a few jewels in them to weigh it down. And she is sitting in a chair, her legs crossed as she's reading a book in the shade, making sure that no sunlight touches her, but prepared if it does.
All right. Beltane, what do you look like holding this parasol for your mistress?
For those who can see beyond the veil, he's a very tall, blue-skinned Fey man, dark black hair, black sclera, yellow eyes, very nice suit, has a vest. He's not wearing a tie. He seems to have abandoned it now that he's come ashore. Nice shoes, and he's just holding it at attention, very patiently watching things go by. And he just gives a charming smile to some people as they look at him from people who can't see beyond the veil. There's just a very tall, nice olive-skinned man. Looks like he's from Greece, just patiently waiting beside this lovely lady.
And go ahead, Harker, if you're
Are
ready.
Are we on vacation?
Yes, you are.
So
You
I just looked up when Hawaiian shirts became popular, and it was the 1930s.
Oh.
So
They had to have caught on at some point, though.
Exactly. So I feel like Harker's got a Hawaiian shirt on underneath her trench coat. She's wearing her classic fedora, her blonde hair up in curls. She's wearing a large set of very fashionable sunglasses, and of course her immaculately applied red lipstick. And she has got she's got her monster hunting briefcase in one hand and her suitcase in the other. And she's just like manhandling this luggage down the down the gangplank.
Detective, you do know we're going to Europe, not Hawaii.
I do what I want.
I forgot also to actually mention what Lilith looks like, so
She
I'm
does
gonna
just, like-
interject for a moment.
She just tips her sunglasses down and looks at you over them, and then just like pops them back up. Just
Yeah.
I do what I want.
I like to think that she also does the same thing with her sunglasses as you do it. And she's wearing black sunglasses. She has pale skin, and the one thing Harker and Lilith share in common is that they both always have immaculate red lipstick, except Lilith is more of a blood red, and Harker's, I assume, is more of a classic 20s red.
Yeah.
It's
Like
uranium
candy
in there
apples.
somewhere just to
Yeah.
like help
Exactly.
keep the
Yeah.
color.
Yep.
And Kane, as we see the porters bringing down Lilith's bags, and that's why she's sitting in a deck chair waiting with her Beltane holding a parasol over. What does Kane look like?
You see Kane just like appear over the side of the railing of this ship. His face is normally like regular people colored, but it's very flush. He has like a grimace on his face and he's holding his stomach. He is not cool with boats. He gets seasick very easily, and this trip has just been like the most begrudging adventure he has been on in a long time. He wears it's like a it's almost like peacoat texture, but it is a light brown. He has a loose red tie that he just seems to have out of more of a formality. Sandy blonde hair, scruff. And his left arm is always covered in almost mummy style wrapping, just very like very particular about still being able to have full range of the fingers and whatnot, because he is a musician by trade, but also because he can detach his arm and use it as almost like a crawling claw familiar, just without like being able to see through it. He just can detach him old hand. But right now, I would think that like he's still clutching his stomach. He has like his suitcase at his feet. And as soon as he sees that the plank has landed and he can get on dry ground again, he moves faster than you have seen him move this entire trip. And he just picks it up and like rushes his way down onto the ground and then just like full plant on the ground, kissing the stone steps, I'm assuming, that were near. Just, oh, thank you.
See, Beltane, I told you we shouldn't have brought him along.
Oh.
It's good for the boy.
Ugh, who cares?
Just blows past Harker on the gangplank and she's like, "Hey, watch where you're going, Keys."
1 inch closer and he would have made the detective tumble into the sea.
All right.
Oh.
Just a second here. Okay. I want to make sure we're caught up. So with the debarkation complete, did you arrange to have one of your vehicles brought with Beltane,
Of
or?
course, I'm not ridiculous.
All right.
Jeez.
So
What kind of
as
thing do you think
as
I
we
am?
as we are watching the scene of the four of you and Keys like reaffirming their connection to terra firma, we see the a out of the cargo hold a big platform being raised. Which car is it?
Oh, it's Puck, because
All right.
Tatiana got destroyed.
Now, last we knew, Puck was done up like a hearse. Is that
Yeah.
still the thing? It's like
Oh yeah, yeah.
okay.
He's made some amendments to it to make it more European, so it's more would blend in with the more surroundings.
Okay.
Now
So
that I think of it.
did you keep the? At one point, we had like it had like kind of like Gothic spires off of it, and it looked almost like something you would see in the Munsters. It's you're saying it's you toned it down for more of a more traveling. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll cut from that into you all in Puck, Puck the truck, driving along. I do need to ask suddenly because this dawned on me. Whatever happened to Jambalaya?
Oh, Jambalaya is being taken care of. I set him up in an aquarium. Like, I gave him the whole 9 yards for this frog. And I thought about moving him to the garden pond, but I was like, no, he's a house frog now.
Ah, okay. So he's a house frog. He doesn't like live in one of the fountains or
No.
something in Lilith's estate. Okay. All right. It just I don't know why that dawned on me. I had to know. So we're driving along and we see that we pull back in a way and we see the winding roads of Europe. We don't really know what country we're in yet. We haven't seen anyone speak or whatever, but we're moving along.
Mhm.
Stone bridges and very small. Puck the truck takes up the whole road as you're going along, and we see you're heading into this village ahead. And as Puck pulls up, Beltane, you're driving.
Yes, yes.
Um, and where's everybody else sitting in the vehicle?
I'm sitting in front.
Okay, so uh, Kane and Harker, you're in back. Are
Mhm.
you discussing anything? I mean, is this the first time either of you have been to Europe?
I have never left the country before, unless you count Mexico.
Where the hell were you all those years?
Georgia.
Georgia.
Eh. I didn't really go all that far.
All this time, you just went to fucking Georgia?
Eh. It was a pretty good gig. Just kind of like lay low, start a new life, Like I painted houses for a while.
Here I thought you were robbing the Louvre.
Well, no. I mean, have you heard about the kind of security measures they have on that sort of thing? No, you need to have somebody like scout you out first, so that way you can join like a crew of phantom thieves when you go to the Louvre.
You do realize that I was a cop.
But you're not a cop anymore.
I could still.
I am out of your jurisdiction for a citizen's arrest. We are overseas.
I'll just hand some ginger candy to Kane. This will settle your tummy.
Thank you.
Beltane, dear, do you remember when we rode these streets through horse-drawn carriages?
Yes, I was quite drunk. Hmm.
Not all
Do-
the time.
No, I do owe the Countess an apology, though.
Oh, don't worry about her. I'm sure she's long dead.
You're right. I wasn't here for the revolution.
No.
Well, I was, but it wasn't.
And as a reminder, we last time we flashed back and saw the end of Lilith's sire. So where are you going in Europe, Lilith?
Um, it would probably be her oldest state,
Okay.
or we might also. What do you think, Beltane? What other property do we have in France?
Probably some apartments, maybe a few flats in Paris. Wouldn't be south of Paris because it's a bit too sunny there.
Mm.
Probably a nice estate though, with lots of grounds, few ponds, and one of the rivers.
Yeah.
Something we either bought or was given to us.
Well, a nice estate. Maybe just outside of Paris. I've never been to France in my life.
Right. Okay. But no, I just kind of wanted to set some of the tone. So you do still then have family holdings, and
Yes, she actually still has family in France.
okay. So, but they don't know. Who do they know you as then? Their American cousin, or did the seat of the family power move with you to the New World?
Lilith has a son in France.
Okay.
Who has taken over her old estate. Who is was given. He is human.
Okay.
But someone who likes to give immortality as a gift willy nilly. AKA Beltane.
So then your son has been given a fey immortality.
Yeah.
And has been running the family. But how is he exchanging power to not be 100 some years old?
Pretends to be a grandchild. just leaves for a few years, then comes back as as a like cousin or grandchild here to claim their family estate.
Okay. And do you have thralls or some kind of retainers that actually run everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, are they also empowered, or are they just new individuals who you bring in and keep the facade?
It's new individuals we begin to keep the facade.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Uh,
it's up to you if you would want me to bring them where my son is.
yeah. Yep. No, I want to get there because I in my head we planned on doing at least a couple months of exploring the Lilith Beltane
Mhm.
background and whatnot.
This
All
would be
right.
a great surprise to the detective and Kane.
Yes. So, so as you're crossing through this small village, uh, something starts to rattle and hiss in Old Puck, and you see steam shooting out from the radiator and whatnot. Beltane, do you continue to push Puck, or do you stop?
I'll pull over the best that I can, kind of, sitting Puck on the curve of the probably non-existing sidewalk.
Okay. All right. And are you the only one who gets out of the vehicle?
I definitely get out. I don't know if anybody else would follow.
I think out of paranoia, Lilith's like, not even in France. I swear.
Probably just need some water.
You say that, yet we. All right.
Puck is an older make. I kept a lot of the old parts.
I should have just had Jackson for a car.
You probably should have, but Puck is very reliable. I mean, Puck
Are
got us
you
out of a
sure?
fire. Puck got us out of a fire.
Yes, but I think now he's turning into the fire.
Puck's a good car. Do not insult my mechanical skills.
So do you have like any candied nuts or snacks or something? I feel like we're gonna be out here for a while.
Lilith is just gonna open the glove compartment, grab a bag of candy that she keeps on hand for Beltane, and just shove it to Kane. Shut up.
Not the strawberry. I'm okay.
Harker's
You know my strawberries.
Does Beltane let Harker smoke in the car, or does she have to?
Oh no, he would allow it. He's not fussed about that.
Lilith smokes all the time, so.
Excellent.
Black currant? That's not a flavor. What is this?
It is the best. It's the best flavor. He just goes back under the hood.
For the other players, I posted a picture of what I think Puck looks like in the in the Discord.
That better not be a fancy word for black licorice.
What? No.
That's one of the ones that I had sent out originally for how I thought Puck looked. That's awesome. Cool. So, Harker, you're still in the vehicle smoking. Kane, you're mowing
Just
candy.
hanging out in the back seat. He'll pull out a harmonica and just eat a bunch of candy, play the harmonica.
All right. So, Beltane, you're tending to Puck. Yeah, it's probably just going to be a matter of getting some more water and letting it have a rest. Having been aboard the ship for over a month, the oil fans settled and the radiator isn't exactly sealed tight. It probably, the water just evaporated. And as you're checking the other things to make sure, I guess the other three, give me a brains roll.
Oh, I don't got none of those. Why would you say brains? I got a 5. I ain't got none of those.
10.
Oh, Scarecrow Kane. Um, all right, Harker, you got a 10.
Yeah.
All right, with your detective eyes, you look ahead and you see the big group of villagers. They're all gathered round something.
I don't see torches and pitchforks, do I?
Nope, it's still daytime.
There's some sort of festival going on today.
Look around.
Don't
Might be
think
a
so.
saint's day.
Ugh.
Just-
Looks like gawkers to you. There's no ribbons, no the pennants flying across the streets.
Looks like a bunch of rubberneckers. We have a wreck up there.
They are in across the road. Literally, even if Puck hadn't sputtered out here, you would have had to like beep to try to get through the people.
Googling, when did police scanners become a thing?
Kane popping the last of the candy into his mouth. Just, well, we can always go and check out. It seems like we're going to be here for a while.
1970s. We should probably walk over there and find out what's going on.
Lower the hood. Yeah, Puck needs a rest. I can't start her up until
Well, we want to
it's rested.
push it off the side of the road for a little bit in case anything else comes by.
You're as off the road as you're gonna be.
All right.
Basically, whoever comes along else is gonna be behind Puck, who would also be behind the villagers in the middle of the street at this point.
Well, there's only one thing to do. Kane will like pocket his harmonica.
Well, let's go check it out. So, to be clear, GB, I think she would have taken them back to her hometown where her estate is, where
Okay.
her son is.
Okay. You have not made it there.
Yeah,
yet.
no, we haven't. But
So-
like, I forgot. I realized I'm like, I didn't make it clear. I just said a
Okay.
bunch of things and circled around.
I took from that message you were going there eventually.
Okay.
So,
Hey, Belle, did you lock the trunk?
It's been locked since I put the car on the ship.
Okay.
Do you need things out of it?
No. I just wanted to make sure that no vagabonds were going to go rummaging around in my underoos.
This is the wrong village for that. They'll break into your room first.
Quite true. She says as she walks towards the group of people.
All right, gun under the pillow. See how it is.
She'll walk close and just say, "Bonjour."
Oh, oui, and they begin to speak to you in French. And
Hi. Is there something wrong?
oh, terrible tragedy, terrible.
Oh.
Young lady was murdered. Looks like they crushed her head with a stone or a brick or something.
And that's what we're looking at.
Yes, we're waiting for the constable.
Lilith's gonna look back and look at the group and just do a come here.
It could be a perfectly human crime.
And,
Why-
Is anything ever perfectly human with us?
Yeah, sometimes.
Once in a while.
And
Nothing perfectly human commits crimes.
The Harker, I like this. The sound of English being spoken and the appearance of such dapper individuals as Lilith and Beltane. Now, Lilith, you literally look like a lady in mourning, right? You've got like black
Yes.
veil and your parasol
Yeah.
has black lace. Okay. But you nearly this. You would assume this is probably most of the village, and literally as soon as the English is being spoken, the whole village like turns and looks at you guys, and now everyone seems to be staring at the strangers in town.
She'll speak to them in French. She's like, "Oh, excuse me, sorry. like making her way. Pardon, pardon, excuse me.
Okay, and they are all sort of spreading out until you
Mhm.
get up to like the alleyway, and there is an older gentleman who actually has like a suit on and a tie, and he obviously some kind of village elder or headman or something.
Bonjour. May I take a pass and see what's going on?
Oh, madame, you will not. I implore you, do not look. It is very gross. Not for a lady's eyes.
Why, thank you for keeping my sensible heart in mind, but I assure you I'll be fine, she says using charm.
Okay, all right. Okay, you're gonna like just straight up charm him.
Yeah.
Okay. Um.
I'm king
Um,
another ginger candy as I munch on one.
He
nine.
he thinks about it. He's like, yeah, I'll take it for later. Like if it's not wrapped, he'll like wrap it up in foil from a previous candy that you had, and just stuffs it back into his pocket.
Nine.
Okay. Uh. Yeah. He. Oh, wait, of course. How foolish of me to stand in the lady's way, and he basically treats you like royalty, kind of thing, and he steps back and allows you through, and
Merci. And
and
she'll just walk.
you proceed.
Yeah.
Uh, are the rest of you push? Well, obviously Beltane's there with the parasol, but
Mhm.
are Harker and Kane you going with?
Yeah.
Harker just walks by like she's supposed to be here, and she'll flash a badge. It's
Ah,
like, Ruhaka, private detective. Pardon me.
She'll Lilith's gonna look back and just repeat what she said, but in French.
oh, do you say private detective?
Yes.
No, Lilith though, in French.
Interpol.
Interpol.
Ah, okay. Police. Yeah. So you enter. Yes, there seems to be this young woman there, and yeah, her melon is flattened.
Is there any sign of a murder weapon?
No.
Is there any sign of any other wounds?
As you're poking around, let's see. Um, yeah, I guess the headman would start making excuses about no, they're police, type thing to the onlookers.
Mhm.
Um, and Rue, if you would be so kind as to give me a brains roll.
Mm-hmm. I got a question for you, Kane.
Yeah, and what's that?
Who busts someone's melon and then takes the rock with them? I got a 7.
Kane's like honestly thinking about it. Just a rock collector? Maybe we're after a geologist.
Um, Harker, you notice that um, the gore spatter pattern is indicative of no one being around this person.
I see.
The spatter has landed like 360 around them.
Okay.
If someone had hit them in the head, you would see the where the person was, the spatter would have been on the person.
Yeah. No, she's gonna like stand in a couple of different directions around the spatter and like hold her hands up like she's got a rock, and then like put them out and like shake her head. And she'll go and she'll stay like I guess she won't. She's like trying to preserve the crime scene, and she just kind of looks at it for a second and then like puts out her hand and then just makes a like kind of popping motion with her hand. She's like, what if there was no murder weapon?
So you're saying that her head just exploded?
I mean, look at
That's-
the spatter pad in there. There's no sign of particular direction that it came from.
What if it came
Unless
from?
she like looks directly up.
Yeah. What if it came from?
But if it came from up there and then came down, wouldn't there be the rock or coconut or whatever the fuck it is supposed to be?
Well, if it was a turtle, it would crawl away.
Well, at that point, you're asking who's dropping turtles from the sky.
Birds,
In which
birds do it.
is there a turtle of that caliber anywhere around here? And if so, wouldn't there be tiny little bloody turtle footprints
Exactly, Belfry.
leading
I was
away
about
from
to
the crime
say.
scene?
There would have been little turtle footprints leading
I
away.
was so waiting for nobody to come up with the turtle footprint.
Yeah.
So, because both of those roles were partial successes, Lilith, who would be? Let's say Beltane. Beltane, you notice that the some of the crowd is starting to get unruly. And does Beltane speak French?
Yeah, he speaks a few languages.
Okay, I mean, 10,000 years you'd have time.
Yeah. 10,000 years gives you such a cracking neck.
So you can tell the headman is being under the geas of Lilith. He's like trying to get the crowd to disperse and calm down and this and that, and you can tell a few of the people in the crowd are like, basically, who the fuck is this lady? And we're not going to listen to this bourgeois crap and la la la. So they're starting to get a bit unruly, and the headman is basically they can't tell he's charmed, but they're like
Trying to realize, like, why do...
yeah, what's wrong with what's wrong with him? Why is he being this kind of an ass? He's usually a nice guy, but he's literally like, Lilith is the mistress. You'd all need to back beep up, kind of thing. So and Harker, yours was a partial success too. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep a clue back. But yeah, this is what you see for now.
She's gonna go and examine the body and look for things like I don't know, defensive wounds. Does her head look like it exploded outward, or does it like have a clear impact wound of any sort? It's just, I mean, it's
definitely, it has been like I said, it's been flattened, but it looks as if it wasn't from above. As you begin to look at it, it looks like something came at it from either one side or the other and mashed it or hit it on the ground, but they weren't on the ground when they got hit.
Right.
Because of the way the gore fell around them.
Kane will lean down next to Harker and he says, maybe there's not a murder weapon. Didn't you say your sister was able to do stuff with a noggin? If that was the case, there'd be no leftovers, traces, whatever prints.
I'm not thinking that this is any sort of normal situation. I think you're onto something, Kane.
Poppies.
You said copies?
Poppies. They were dolls, which is used.
Oh. I'll take your word for it, Belle.
Are you talking about like some sort of sympathetic magic?
Sympathetic magic. We've met a beautiful crafter with similar arts in Louisiana.
I was going to
But
say, good job.
yeah, but in France,
That's rare.
yes, I would look for
Worrisome.
witches' teeth around here, actually. But they're in a jar usually.
So find the jar of teeth and hope for the best.
Much. Belting, dear. That crowd's starting to get unruly.
I'll deal with it.
Thank you. She'll give him a kiss on the cheek.
This has officially turned into a magic related thing. So Harker's gonna go and set up her magic briefcase and pop it open so that she can start like doing all of the regular checks that she does for any sort of magical interference in here.
Sounds good. Whilst you're doing that, Beltane, what do you do about the crowd?
I'll just kind of waltz up to the crowd and kind of just greet them in French, very polite and polite French, and say, I was born here, I was raised here. I am part of you. I was sent over to the New World at the start of the war. My parents cared for me. I'm glad to be back here amongst these people. And if you wish, I'll set a few money, I don't know, let's assume we exchanged our money or something like that. Yeah. Say, if you wish, go to the bakery and your meals are on me today.
All right. Give me a charm roll.
Cool. 12.
Excellent. And with the 12, I'm going to say none of them like ask, oh, what family are you from? Or anything like that. They're all just like, oh, he's so handsome, kind of thing. And they just kind of, the crowd disperses off to the local cafe. And would there be a cafe? It's a small village. Nah, sure. Off to the cafe.
It's France.
It's France. Of course it's that cafe.
So you are left alone, mostly alone for your investigation. And Harker, give us a roll. What's happening?
What am I rolling for this? She's using resources from her case to try and determine if there was any sort of magical influence in this area.
Yeah, it's a brains roll, but you can use your know thy enemy if you wish.
Okie doke. That's either going to be an 8 or a 6.
Don't forget about your luck points that you could use.
How many luck points do I have left? Do we refresh those every game, or
this you will, because we're in a new mystery, as it were.
Alright.
I don't think I ever leveled up. Whoops.
Whoops. That feels like a Knights in the Courtyard conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a luck roll. Why not?
All right.
God. Snake eyes, baby.
Oh.
Okay. The dice are not being kind to me today.
Oops, I can't type. So you but you did get an 8, right?
I did get an 8.
Okay.
But it was my first roll was an 8, and I was all like, yes, I shall roll again because I have this ability.
Yep.
And then I was like, wait a second, I don't need to roll again. Why am I doing this?
Well,
and then I rolled poorly.
You were hoping to get the 10 or 12, thing. So again, partial success. there is magic here,
Okay.
but this was not a spell. There's no telltale signs of the energy dispersion like there would be if it was some kind of spell. But there is, again, amongst the gore, there is some kind of touch of magic, and there's definitely magic involved, but at this point, it's not. You can rule out a spell has not been used.
All right. Can I bargain with you, DM?
Sure.
If Harker goes in there, can we say she gets a clue, but in response or in as a consequence, she has tainted the crime scene and left behind something of hers that might come back to bite her later?
Sure, sounds great. Burn the witch. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, the things that you have learned, is that. Hold on one second, Kane. What are you doing during all this?
Kane was originally helping out Harker, and then Harker started like pulling out chalk and sage and a bunch of other shit that I just don't honestly care about.
Here, hold this.
And I was told that this has to do with something, maybe a witch's teeth in a jar. So I'm just gonna be like poking around. If possible, like, are these buildings able to, like, do they have thatch roofs? Do they have like tiled roofs? Just kind of like doing a general, like, if I can't find like a peculiarly placed jar full of teeth behind a local cardboard box, maybe check around like the higher places.
There is a couple of water barrels, coming off the eaves, because that's a good place to put them here in the alleyway. The roofs here seem to be tiled, and not that you're any kind of a mason or whatever, but a roof tile would not have done this.
I am quite familiar with roof tiles.
Yes. And for Harker, we're going to say we'll give you the last of the clues here, and come up with the consequence later, because I really dig that. Yeah, in this, you you do realize that there is small flecks or spatter that is against the walls. Like there's some really high up, and there's some mid and low, and all around, which leads to you to think that whatever this was, it was like two hammers coming together from above.
Okay.
Huh. All right. I'll relay that to my party. Or at least
No,
to Harker.
Harker knew that part. You found the you realized the tiles happened, and that it wasn't a tile attack or a tile sliding off the roof. Harker realized that there was the spatter pattern up and down.
Gotcha.
With nothing in the middle. So it had to be two things coming together.
Yeah, he'll just start poking around looking for witch's teeth.
Okay.
Yeah, if he can find it, just kind of like look at the bottom of a barrel. Nope, no jar full of teeth there. Go, like, if possible, he would climb onto a roof, and just sort of like see if there are any weird similarities between these two buildings. Or if there was like, or if he can find teeth up there.
All right, give me an agility roll to climb one of these water spouts to get on top. And Lilith, if you would be so kind as to give me a moxie roll.
I sure can.
That's a 10.
Oh yeah, if there were still villagers here, they would applaud you like it was a circus act, like oh, because you just like whoop up the water spout onto the roofs.
Soleil.
And yeah, we'll leave you there for a moment. Lilith,
9.
okay, you hear a massive church bell in the distance. It's obviously a church that isn't in the village proper. This is probably from like a cathedral or something. It's a much deeper resonating and far off to be in the village proper, but it's not like miles away or anything.
Is the town elder still there?
We'll say yes, but a ways off, like keeping people, moving and at bay.
She'll go to him.
Okay.
Pardon. Is there a cathedral nearby?
Oh, it's a monastery. Yes.
Right. Does the bell usually sound at this hour?
And he specifically shows like he has a fancy watch, and he's like, "Oh yes, it is upon the hour."
Ah. It's got to be quite a big bell to make it all the way out here.
Oh, the monastery is off beyond the vineyards, to the north.
Merci.
And Kane upon the roof. Give me a brains roll.
Oh, I'm not good at those. Let's see how we do. Well, that would be a 4, but if I use 1 luck, I can re-roll.
3 luck to
Oh.
re-roll, or you spend them to raise the point.
No, I kind of need the re-roll. I got a 4. I would have to spend a lot of luck points.
You'd have to spend 3 points to get a success
that
anyway.
That is
so.
not bad. Let's see here, because it's what's a success? A success is a 10.
Correct.
Okay.
It's 7 through 9 is partial success.
I'll use a luck point to turn this 9 into a 10.
Excellent. Okay. If it wasn't a 10, you would get the great clue of there are no teeth up here.
Damn it.
Because you got the 10, you see that on this roof, you see that there is 2 tiles, probably 4 feet apart, and each one of them has a set of 3 scratches on it. And you look across at the roof across, and one tile has been cracked in half.
Huh.
Almost directly across from where where you see these 6 scratches in the tiles.
Do the scratches look like they were made from stopping momentum, or were they like forcibly dragged in?
They look like something like a rake or something almost tore the tiles off the roof. So it was something that brushed against or collided with these tiles.
Huh. I'll take the tile.
Okay, there's two of them,
Yeah,
and
just-
they're like 3-4 feet apart. But
Yeah.
you're gonna take one.
I'll take both of them if I can.
Okay.
Just so
All right.
just to and then bring them back down. And if I can see where the other tile, like the tiles that are broken, are on the other building, right?
There's just one that's cracked.
Yeah. I would just have like pop goes the arm, toss that up there, and be like, slide them down to me, and just get
All
the
right.
tiles that way.
All right. Anyone beyond beyond the veil who cannot see past it what would they see happening?
They would see Kane, reach into his sleeve, and he pulls out what looks just like a rock on a string, and he kind of like twirls it a little bit, and then swings it up, and then just like begins like. As he does it, he only pulls with one hand, but it's more of like a wrapping motion to see if he can get the rock to drag something back down to him.
Obviously, the man had a grapnel. All right.
Just a little, like one that he can just like keep in a sleeve. It's not a big deal.
You're all like, heads up. Because you rolled a 10 on your climb, now that you've got these tiles in your pocket, I'm not going to make you even try to get back down. Make a roll to get back down. And I'm just going to let you have that other tile. So you've got that.
Yeah, I'll wait for Beltane to be done.
Yep.
Talking to the crowd, and then just be like, I found these.
Okay.
Give me candy. I did good.
I'll take them and just kind of pat a shoulder. Well done, Kane. I'm very proud of you. Do you like brownies?
I think he's
Yes.
responding well to positive reinforcement.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I make excellent brownies. I'm a very good cook.
Oh, for a moment there, I thought you were going to give him an actual brownie.
Chocolate is a rich person's game.
And I was going to say, I don't think he's prepared for that responsibility.
I'll make you a cake.
You have to give him a pixie to watch the brownie,
Exactly.
to watch the sprite, to have an elf, to have.
Somebody gave me a snake, and I thought it would continue, but it just ate the other ones.
Okay, so what do you do? Where do you go from here?
I'll examine these tiles and kind of turn them over to see what they're about, see if they have any masonry marks, what these scratches are about, if I recognize the patterns on any of them.
Birds.
Yeah, go ahead and brains it. Harker, at this point, you two looking at the tiles.
Oh, did the body have any identification on it?
No, but
Okay.
it's because it's the 1920s.
Right.
And so there was no one in the crowd that had said that they identified her.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, it is a mystery where this person came from.
Gotcha.
She looked like a young girl.
Yes, a young woman.
All right.
A young woman.
Probably maybe 19 or 20.
How was she dressed?
She was dressed. She had on a like a red outer coat, like a raincoat.
Mm-hmm.
But her clothing was period and plain. A simple dress with like a flower pattern. She had men's shoes, like solid shoes that were a bit too big for her.
Interesting.
Make
note of that.
Stockings and whatnot. But yeah, she had no other distinguishing marks or anything in her pocket other than like a handkerchief.
Can I determine what size the shoes are?
Yeah. And I mean, as best as anyone can, like, oh, your feet are X, these are X. So yeah, they're probably, I don't know women's sizes, so I'm gonna give a men's size because they're men's shoes. They're probably like 9s.
Okay.
So,
It's like
Logs
we
that
have
away.
our own little Red Riding Hood.
I rolled a 13.
uh, oh, to look at the tiles. Yeah, these scratches do look like a bird of prey or something, maybe.
Hmm.
But I mean, 3.5, 4 feet, like a meter apart.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big bird.
He pauses as he kind of stacks the tiles on top of each other's and just thinks for a moment. I am at a loss, believe it or not. What bird would do this in France? The hawks and golden eagles are a bit too small for that, and albatrosses are a bit north this time of year. Mythical birds, well, I don't know many in France, I'm afraid.
Could have
And
easily have been summoned, controlled. Warlock, wizard, mage.
Like a bird person or something.
A bird person.
A bird person. I mean, there are the Arañas.
It's like those. What is it? Like it's like a lady's face on a bird body.
The
A
Arañas.
harpy.
A harpy. What am I thinking of?
I
No,
don't
those are
know.
the fates. I was
The
never good
fates
with.
have wings. No, the fates don't have wings.
No, I was never good with my Greek mythology. I say as Adriana is good with her Greek mythology.
Well, harpies are found in the Mediterranean, Greece, Italy, that area. They like seawater.
also too, these are it would be these are like ceramic tile, so it would be really heavy and or hard to scratch these.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're thinking this is no normal bird.
So, like, judging from how far apart the claws are, like the scratches are, like, how big are we talking?
It's probably 8 feet tall.
All right.
What, 2.5 meters?
Like, Parker kind of looks at that and she looks back at the body. She's like, well, what about motive?
That's what I'm thinking.
Would they just leave it behind? If it's some sort of animal, it's hunting for sport or hunting to eat, it would have taken
There's
the body
nothing
with
missing. No eyeballs missing. No
Oh,
guts.
nothing that
we
we know
don't want it to hunt for sport. That would involve the courts, and we don't want that here.
No.
You rolled a 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you said. Okay. You realize that that the other tile from across the roof,
Mm-hmm.
it literally looks as if someone took a spear edge and scraped it across this tile.
He thinks,
Like,
hunter.
Harker's just like
Hunter.
standing there, like, over
If-
and over again.
If I examine this body, is she human or is she a supernatural person?
Give me a moxie roll.
Moxie.
I'll give the tiles to the detective. I don't want these. They have iron in them.
No,
12.
Sorry about that. Know about your condition.
Yes.
12. Lilith, as you kind of open your full senses to
I part my veil to part the veil.
Yep, perfect. As you open your vampiric senses, you notice an aura, a radiance around this individual that that you've only seen twice before recently. That is, yeah. In your past, you may have seen it before, but one of it was Harker, when she was bathed in radiance, like holy radiance.
And the other one?
It was. I think it was another member of your party. No. It was. I think during the werewolf encounter you saw.
Was it the grandma?
It was either Nana or the priest. One of them had an actual holy radiance around them, or an aura of radiance, I should say.
Beltane, dear.
Hmm.
Do you remember the priest?
I didn't like him.
No. Do you remember his aura?
It was that of the angels, yes.
Do you remember Harker when she had the other side in her?
He pauses for a long time. I do.
Now, look at the girl.
He glances towards her.
Really look at her. Open up your senses.
And roll a moxie.
Okay. Oh, use my luck once and reroll that.
I mean, I could tell you after that. It's fine. I just wanted to see if you could see it.
That puts me at a 6.
Ooh. Yeah, no, you don't see it.
She has the same aura, dear. Whatever
He
she
pauses and
was.
just goes, "We are not dealing with this. It's not our concern. The courts can deal with it. I will not risk Harker or Kane because some celestial angel thought it'd be fun to go hunting."
She's the celestial one. What kind of angel has bird's feet and a spear?
A lot of angels, they have eyes everywhere.
Eyes are not feet or spears.
No, but like if you actually were reading the book, it says that they have like all sorts of crazy shit about them.
That
It's
is
not like
true.
always like a person with wings like in the pictures.
We're
Ever
getting
wonder-
off track.
You ever wonder why the first thing out of their mouths is fear not? Because there's a lot to fear.
Yes.
I mean, she could have been in a fallen.
Ah. Well, that's not fair.
If
There's
something's out
rules.
here hunting angels or angel kin,
That's a great breach into the old laws. That's really big breach into the old laws.
exactly.
Look at me.
Yes.
I'm no angel.
Harker,
We know this. We're not talking about you, dear.
Harker, as a quick aside, let's let everybody know what's the state of your soul currently.
Oh, so tainted. Like, it's been split in half, and then the half that's currently housed in her body has literally been sold to the devil. So
Yeah.
super tainted.
Dear,
But
I
we're
know
getting
you're
ahead of
no
ourselves.
angel.
What I'm trying to say is that I've never been an angel, but you smelled the same sort of radiance coming off of me earlier. She's not an angel. She's just religious.
Well, then that's fine. Religious
Didn't
people are.
didn't the father priest had wings, like some sort of radiant power?
To tell you the truth, I don't remember. I don't
I-
remember.
I'm
He
pretty
did
sure. I'm pretty
something.
sure he was just a priest.
Yeah, I think he was
no,
just pretty.
I'm pretty sure he did something. Flash
Okay,
light.
like he had abilities against you because you're a fucking vampire and you were in the church, and he was
yes,
a priest.
I know he did glow with
Yeah.
the radiant aura. It was the same kind of magic that was protecting the mountain. So
Don't ruffle my feathers, quite literally, Lilith, because I do not want to deal with a holy.
I'm not trying to
Fallen.
ruffle your feathers. You know this. If I was really trying to ruffle your feathers would be ruffled.
Yes, I'm quite aware of this, but we don't deal with angels. That's a rule.
I know this. So, okay, she was a holy person. Since someone here hunting holy people.
I
Well,
say we
let's-
just go to the church and see if anybody from the community has gone missing.
Another thing that
There's-
we could possibly do what are we gonna tell all those people out there as to what's actually happened? So that way we can get into our car and we can go about our merry way. If we're not gonna deal with this isn't a thing that's actionable right now. We should try and get a move on.
Does Kane's stopwatch work, or his ticker? Does that thing actually tell time?
It tells a certain amount of time.
I see. All right. I'll say Harker gets out a watch of her own, and she's gonna like check and see how long they've been there. And she's all like, "The constable should be here in a minute. He can explain to the crowd exactly what's going on here."
Yes, I agree. We don't deal with angels. They fucked up my people bad enough. I do not want to deal with them.
I know. I'm not saying if it is angels that we have to deal with it. I'm saying that it might be a possibility. So we all know. So that if we want to fuck off, then we fuck off.
Yes. Let the supernatural courts deal with this if it's angel hunting season.
All right. So you manage to look at the vehicle. We're about to go to break, so let's have one more scene. Basically, you're going to have to spend a little bit more time in the village because Puck is just not going anywhere right now. And so do you, I guess, what do? Do you go to the cafe, to a bakery? Do you just get in Puck and what do you do?
I'll clap my hands and turn to them. Did you know there's a mushroom cave nearby? The locals use it to harvest mushrooms, and this was what's a very prominent area to sell a particular type
Beltane,
of
I'm
mushroom.
not going into a mushroom cave.
But there's mushrooms I could use for cooking.
Oh, you could go out to eat.
I want to cook.
Well, why don't
We're
you just buy
shopping
some
here
mushrooms from the market?
Because you can just go to the cave and collect them for free.
Beltane, dear. We're only staying here for a night.
There aren't any trolls at the market.
There aren't any trolls in a mushroom cave.
That we
Beltane.
know
No.
of.
Dear.
Harker, do you still have the site?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
totally. Do I see trolls at the market?
Actually, no. It's creepy and weird.
Oh, good.
None of you who can see beyond the veil have seen anybody or anything that's from beyond the veil.
Hey, Beltane, was it as mundane here when you left all those years ago?
He's not really
No.
from here, dear.
Well, I lived here for a time with you, of course. But no, there's usually a bunch of pixies and sprites, and he kind of points down the street. They like to hang around the flower shop, but I assumed it was due to magical disturbance when the war broke out.
Huh.
A lot of
almost
ley
like-
lines were ruined.
It's almost like they don't want to be around here.
It's possible, especially if there's a monastery nearby. The new religion seems to want to push out the old.
They all do. But that's not the point. The mushroom cave has a lot of great mushrooms in it.
Belting, my love. Do you really think it's smart to go out hunting for mushrooms in a mushroom cave when there's been a murder by some unknown supernatural being?
They could even be a
Yes.
mushroom.
A mushroom person? I haven't seen a mushroom person in centuries.
Belting,
And what if they're
dear,
meaner
please.
because of it? What if they get all murdery?
What if they can fly now?
That'd be amazing. Mushroom people haven't been known to fly. You're depriving me of mushroom people.
Spore-powered flying mushroom people with clawed feet and spears.
I feel like I saw this in Hollow Knight.
That's Kane.
No. They're just like arms out floating.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Ominous. Isn't this about the time we started seeing UFOs?
I think this is when the War of the World started. Points to my poster.
If you want to go to a mushroom cave, we'll go to a mushroom cave. Don't try
Wonderful.
to ask me for anything else ever on this trip.
Belle, if we
That's
let
not
you go
fair.
to the mushroom cave, do you promise you're gonna get the car back up and running?
Oh yeah, it just needs some water and an hour's rest. It'll be fine.
Can we get some water first for the car?
Yeah, that should be
No,
fine.
you know you can't right now. If you pour it in there, it'll just boil out.
If you want to ruin the transmission and the radiator,
I don't want
sure.
to be
I mean,
stuck in this village when there's a supernatural murder.
I knew I should have
Especially
been a
with the-
mechanic.
You're not holy, Lilith. It's not after you.
That's the whole point. I am not holy. I am the opposite of.
I assume this is the discussion on the way to said mushroom cave.
Yes.
I would say the cave's not very far. It's just something locals can go in, pull mushrooms out, and go back.
It's literally
Sure.
like just like a tourist stop.
Yep. Yep.
Have you been to the mushroom cave?
I heard it's
Literally.
lovely this time of year.
And-
We have like a prolonged argument, and it's all like, we ain't going to the mushroom cave. There ain't no way we're going to the mushroom cave. We are not going to that mushroom cave. And then we
We're here.
Ah, shit.
Beltane walking out of a cave with arms full of mushrooms.
He's got in a basket.
And as you do get to said mushroom cave, it's literally, you know, stacked shale with a little rivulet coming down, and this nice peat soil, and the villagers have added into the cave upon some of the slate ledges. They've put in wooden troughs with more peat in it, peat darkened soil, so that they can grow. Lilith, there is the stench of manure. Somebody is helping the mushrooms along in here.
Stinks of manure in here.
Do you go into the cave with them, or do you stand outside with your parasol?
If my shoes get ruined, Beltane, you'll me 2 new pairs. And it's coming out of your money. And they're gonna be from Paris.
Yes, you have to remember I am a Fey Lord, and I have a big. He looks to Kane. Treasury somewhere.
Then I expect custom made shoes.
Yep.
All
He
right.
just goes in and pulls out a bunch of little, the best tasting mushrooms he could think of, and comes back out and has a truffle he's managed to find and sticks it on top.
All right. And as we exit the manure smelling cave, did Kane, real quick, we got like 1 minute. Kane, Harker, do you have anything to add to the scene other than the argument leading up to?
No.
And
Kane wasn't even arguing. He was more just like, I don't see what the point of this is, but I'm here for it.
okay. All right. He's actually touristing. All right.
He's
with
on
that-
vacation.
With that, let's go ahead for the break.
Excellent. So, first off, I would like to say, GB, thank you for running this game. I am having a blast, and we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So, don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see all of you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are already spaghetti here.
Mm.
It's so funny.
If you don't laugh, Indoor, that would make me upsetty spaghetti.
That's when you know something is wrong. If something
It
is
mean
deeply
he's-
wong, if I
It
don't
means
giggle
he's
at ready
upsetty spaghetti and not ready spaghetti.
True.
Yeah.
So,
Glad you never forgetty spaghetti. Okay.
I'm so filled with regretty at letting you know that I enjoy this. So, hey, we just got done in a mushroom cave that Beltane really wanted to go to. So, what is next in our agenda? Where are we going? Kane's on a mad vacay spree right now. It's just enjoying vacation. GB, where are we going?
It's up to you. You guys, your time is coming to where you will be able to drive away from this situation.
Mm-hmm. Of course. And it's never going to bother us
Belty.
again.
Exactly. Belton, make sure to get some things from the bakery for Jack.
Oh, of course.
Please.
I'll just set the mushrooms on top of the car.
So we've
Don't
talked
steal
about
my
this
car.
Jack guy for a couple of times.
Yes.
Of course.
When are we going to meet him?
Soon. He's at my estate. Well, his estate now.
I see. All right.
I think he's only a bit older than you, Harker.
Yes.
I think that's her girlfriend who lives in Canada or something. Sounds totally fake and made up.
Kane, roll me 1d6, would you?
Oh no.
That's a 4.
All right. You guys are you're 2 days out from your estate, so you know you'll be stopping at least twice more before you get there. So
Excuse me.
Beltane, you go to the bakery, and as do you all go to the bakery, or do you go back to the car and Beltane goes to the bakery by themselves?
I would stick, knowing there's a murderer in France. I apologize for that to anyone. There's been a murder. I just had a lot of sugar. I'm so sorry.
Just gotta go grab some fresh rolls and come back.
I'm gonna go with Beltane.
All right. Okay. Harker, Kane, you going with them or back to the car?
I'm gonna hang out at the car, make sure everything's,
All right.
on the up and ups out there.
Yep. Harker's going to rubberneck a little bit when we walk past the crime scene again on our way back to the car.
Okay.
'Cause
There
she never could leave well enough alone.
there does appear to be a couple of constables there now,
Mm-hmm.
and as you are headed back, the mayor, the headman of said village, notices you and pardon, and comes racing over. Inspector, the constables need to talk to you.
We got these mushrooms perfectly legally. We paid for them. So just go back to the car.
This is
Okay.
while you guys are off at the cafe.
Yeah.
Harker's gonna kind of give Kane an eye, and she'll say, "Of course."
All right. They lead you over, and you can tell these guys are like, it's kind of like the sheriff from the Dukes of Hazzard. These are country constables. They're in no way going to be able to do anything about this situation. One of them is like leaning against the wall across from the alley, like he's gonna throw up, and the main constable, the sheriff or the reeve or whatever the French basic equivalent of sheriff is taking notes, and he looks excited that you're here, and he begins speaking to you in French very quickly, and the mayor is like, oh, and like he quiets him down and then begins to translate for you, and basically it's like, oh, I'm so glad you're here. My God, what happened? Did she get run over by a tractor?
Kane is going to speak very loudly and clearly and say, "We don't speak French. There was a turtle," and he like motions with his hands. "A bird flew by, and the turtle fell."
Harker's gonna jab him in the ribs.
I'm trying to tell them what happened here.
That's not what happened.
They're going back and forth.
Right on the woman, and that.
And you don't have to tell them. You tell him, and he'll tell them. That's how translators work.
There was a turtle that was dropped out of the sky. It fell on that woman. Bang, pow, her brains are all over the walls.
You'll have to forgive my friend. He's not a professional.
Never said I was. I just talk
I'm Detective
first.
Rue Harker. I'm from Rovecraft, I believe we decided to call it. Or Cloveraft.
Cloveraft, I think it was.
Yes.
One of those things.
Yes. And they assume that's a province somewhere to the south, and they don't care.
Right.
But
Harker basically lays all her credentials on the table. She's a professor at the University of Cloveraft, et cetera, et cetera. And she's going to give them as much information as she thinks that they can handle, which is like it looks like whatever the murder weapon was removed from the scene of the crime. It doesn't look like it was a conventional murder in any regard. You're probably going to have to call somebody in. This looks a little bit out of your league. She says that in as is kind a way as possible, but she is also Harker.
Harker, right? Okay.
So she hopes so we hope the translator comes up with something nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, she basically she says, I think I don't have really any. I'm not from here. Do you happen to recognize this person?
They do not recognize the person.
Well, this is such a small community. I think you might. I would hope you would. Are you saying that she's not from here?
And that's what the mayor says, is that they're not from the village. We would have known immediately.
I see. Well, okay, something else interesting. She's wearing men's size 9 shoes. That's kind of out of the ordinary around here, you might think. She says, ignoring the fact that she is also wearing men's clothes.
Yeah. And looking at the mayor, looking at the shoes, says, he says, yeah, that is strange. And the sheriff says, they're probably her brother's hand-me-down shoes type thing. And he says, no, those were made at the monastery. And so that exchange happens betwixt them, and he tells you, he says it in English to you, about the shoes were made at the monastery. Those are
and she's just kind of looking down at her notebook, which she's been reading off of, and she just kind of looks up. She's like, the monastery. Interesting. Like with the big bell.
Yeah, that is the one.
So, what exactly is your plan on how to deal with all of this? You gonna call an Interpol or something? You got some sort of like network that you can call in the cavalry here.
and it's the 1920s, and the sheriff is looking at you like, no, like we will put out a notice and ask if anyone saw anything. Uh, and
Has
it's
anything like this ever happened before around here?
and they have a quick heated discussion back and forth in French, and the mayor finally says, uh, ghost stories, the monastery, uh, rooftop murderer uh, pushed the statue off onto several people, but that was 100 years ago.
Huh. Interesting. Well, go ahead and humor me. I am a professor of mythology.
So the monks at the monastery, there was a series of murders, and the individuals had all been uh, crushed by the statues from the roof, and the heads, all in the head.
Interesting. And did they ever find those statues? They were around, right? Obviously, if a statue fell on someone's head, you might find the statue near them.
Oh, yeah. All of them crushed in the head with the statue. But
That's not the case here.
half dozen people. Well, I mean, someone stole this. Yeah, this is a long way away from the. And he gets confused, and he's half talking to the sheriff, and the sheriff's looking at him like someone carried a statue from the church and smashed this person. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah.
it's the
And-
whole there's no shark in these waters.
Right,
Let's
right.
open the beaches.
And Harker's used to this kind of thing. She's gonna kind of tap on her pad for a second, and she'll flip it shut, and she'll say, "Well, thank you for your time. I've given you all the information that I've got. I'm assuming you've given me all of yours. It was nice to meet you." She'll like give everybody a couple of handshakes, and like hand them some like business cards. So like if you have need of my services, I should be in the area a day or two away at the very least. Au revoir.
Okay. And the mayor gives you a little bow, and then him and the sheriff begin to talk, and the deputy looks at you as you're walking away, like we're all gonna die. It's like as you wander off, like what is happening? This is this is a person who seemed to know what they're talking about. So all right, so
walk back to Kane. Like knuckleheads don't know what they're doing.
I mean, to be fair, we don't know what we're doing.
I know a whole lot more than they do.
Which is still a whole lot of nothing.
Which just shows you what kind of hot shit they're in.
Well, I mean, okay, how about this? I feel like as long as none of them are anything like any of us, they should be fine. Like, they'll have difficulty sleeping for the first couple weeks because they're going to think, oh, somebody's out to kill me in my own town. But, hey, could be worse.
Oh, you think that just because they don't know what's going on, they ain't going to be affected?
110% yes.
Did Harker get any kind of vibe that the victim had some sort of like magical thing going on aside from what killed them?
I mean, did you hear Lilith? Lilith said to you that
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have the holy aura.
That they had
Right.
the holy radiance about them.
Right. But like, does she like? I guess that goes beyond just like a mundane expression of faith. Like there is something more to it.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Okay.
definitely. This is more like when you were infused, uh, with holy radiance, and you kind of had to make that choice to keep the Fey half and not. It was that level of in I'll use the word infusion again of said holy power.
But she was just a believer. No, nobody believed me.
I think that well, okay, like she's clearly not like, an angel, but she's also not just a normal person. Like she's got some
Right.
sort of like she's like a priest, a cleric, a paladin, something.
Something.
She's got an ability. So anyway, she they're having this conversation. Kane says, "Yeah, so long as nobody's like us in this town, they're gonna be fine." And then like Harker, like something clicks in Harker's head, and she says, "Nobody like us."
Yeah, nobody like us.
And she's gonna like slap her notepad into Kane's arms, and she says, "We're like us, Kane."
Yeah, but we're
gotta
not
get out of
stuck
this
in this.
town.
He looks back at the broken car. Well, shit, we are kind of stuck in this town for a little bit.
Ah, fuck.
It's just that, again, like that long pause of tangible silence and just. Fuck. We should probably find Beltane.
Yeah, and Lilith.
Fuck me, I guess.
What's Lilith gonna do? Just talk down to us about how much danger we're in? Beltane might actually do something about this.
And it's at that point that you smell fresh croissants.
Ooh, baguettes.
Coming back to the car.
I was like, I'm
Did
back.
you make
I'll
sure
have-
to get the butter croissants that he likes?
I did.
And
He
then
is
the
also
baguettes?
carrying a canister of water with him, like a little old
Yeah.
tin canister of water, and gives a croissant to Kane and one to Harker. Some of the best in the world. You'll never have this again.
What a nice golden brown. So,
This is no time for croissants. And ooh, that sauce.
Yeah.
so there's something that we may have figured out about the whole like issue that's happening.
Yeah, we're fucking dead. We gotta get out of this town.
They might be targeting people.
What do you...
Sorry, they might be targeting people who are like us. This is a delicious. What do they do? Like put it in at a low temperature with a nice butter.
It has
glaze?
to do with the water that they use to make the dough.
It's yeast and dough butter.
Now that you say it out loud, that makes perfect sense.
Oh my god, that's flaky.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna die. We gotta get out of here.
Okay,
All
wait,
right.
what do you mean? So that... Oh, that makes sense.
Croissant.
Because
That's like
there's nobody
crescent,
else
right?
here that is us, and she
Yeah,
would have been some
whatever is
sort of
here.
holy...
Yes.
But, okay, but doesn't make...
Pour water into Puck to cool him down, and
But she's
Sorry.
not like us.
she could have been.
She's new religion.
The old pacts allow new religion to be considered like the supernatural because they fall under the umbrella of supernatural. I hate it, but I wrote it along with a bunch of others, and I regret it. But not the point.
We know, dear, we know.
Harker,
We were new, we were welcoming, we were trying to be accommodating.
Harker, roll me a fortitude.
Oh no!
That can't be good. It's a 10 on the die. Where did my sheet go? It's over here. My fortitude is +1, so it's an 11.
All right. You feel the dark soul within you boiling, bubbling, oozing, something. It's active. It as you were speaking, you're having this wonderful croissant and such, and something inside of you is trying to communicate.
With me?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna take a bite of that croissant, and Harker's eyes are gonna sort of glaze over while Bella's talking about the old ways. And she'll just kind of retreat inward a little bit, just sort of like, "What's got your goose in a gander?"
My God, what a thirsty soul!
Whoa, who stole my soul?
I've got half of that. No, the one in the alley.
What do you want it?
I mean, there's not much left at this point, but something was after it.
You might not want that. That might be a bit too spicy for your tastes. It's got radiance all over it.
All the better. And it's basically you see this like ritual flash in your head. Basically, a way to absorb this radiance and corrupt it.
I see. Now, why would I want to do that?
Fuel your own powers.
Is there any way for me to do that without anybody else noticing?
Ooh. Not currently.
Okay. Well, this croissant is mighty tasty. You might just have to wait for a bit.
Time is of no concern. For me.
Croissant?
Shuts the hood of the car. Do you remember when we went to Paris, Lilith?
Yes. Which time?
Right after we moved into the estate. We went to Notre Dame, and as beautiful as it is, had some unpleasant friends on the top of its tower.
Oh, you mean the gargoyles?
Yes, they don't like me.
Oh, no, they do not. I found it quite charming.
They like you, but yes.
Which is strange, considering, the whole church thing.
Well, they were warded against my people, not necessarily yours, because the Holy Ground protects against yours. So they didn't consider this, Anyways, yes. Anyways, the car's ready.
Oh, thank you. Well, not the gods. Thank you.
That's another story. Let's get.
I know, dear. You used to be God.
Long time ago, but let's get in.
Come on now, let's leave. No more danger for us.
Croissants for both of you, as he just shoves more into Kane and Harker's hands.
Yay! Kane's super excited.
Yay, carbs!
Yay, carbs! Oh, I love you, carbs. So you get into the vehicle, and seen by the audience is when Harker sits down in the seat. Well, actually, I guess it'd be when she touches the door. We see this like red mist, this dark black and red mist go into the door and make its way down and move along the running boards and move into the engine of the car, and then we see the inside the engine compartment, the black and red mist turn into these hands that just grasp the engine, and
My car.
you get inside and sit down and nothing.
Would any of us have noticed this red mist?
No.
Belton, I thought you said the car was fine.
It was. He gets back out to go check under the hood. I fixed
Okay.
his car myself. It shouldn't be doing this.
I go ahead, Beltane, and make a moxie roll.
Okay. Brilliant. Moxie roll. 9.
Okay. You're you realize the engine has been hexed.
He slowly closes the hood and just stares off into space for a moment before he gets into the
Oh,
car
no.
and then turns to Harker.
Nope. No. You. It's a hex. You think it's witchcraft.
Yeah.
You're
No,
not-
this is yeah.
Oh, okay.
He'll turn to Harker. So, my theory about witches might be true.
What do you mean might be true?
Did you
My car's
find
hexed.
your car's full of
Your
teeth?
Yes.
What do you mean the car's hexed?
The car is hexed. Somebody
Belton, I just want to see my
hexed
boy.
my engine. I know. I want to see him too, but my car is hexed, and I don't
Can you do a
challenge
counter hex?
witches. We should either find a green or white witch within this area, but if there are no magical people, there won't be a witch.
Wait, they're color coded?
Yes.
Yes.
So there's like a blue. What do they do? Like what?
It's
great.
the
That's
areas
great.
of magic.
Yes, it's like there's a black witch, there's a white witch, there's a green witch.
Grey witches are kind of in between. They
Yes.
balance between the two magic.
Exactly.
Off point. But my car is hexed and I'm very angry about it. He doesn't look angry. He's just calm.
He just
ripping
says that he is.
Yeah.
I
Just-
am angry. Like same
Scary.
expression.
Okay, Captain Hall.
Actually being angry.
So Harker, this is more ball in your court.
I see. Is Harker aware that her higher being of power is responsible for this?
No.
Okay. Well, that's not good.
Why would they hex my car?
Maybe because they want to keep us around to kill us.
You know, somebody doesn't want us to leave.
It's fine. If we can find a green witch.
We won't
We're
be able
fine.
to find a green witch. There's nobody here. The new religion had pushed them out.
He pauses. The new religion can get rid of hexes. Right? He turns to
You-
Cade and Harker. Right?
You want me, a vampire, and you, an archfey, to walk into a monastery and ask them to remove a hex from your car.
That almost sounds like a Chaplin bit.
Yes.
Guys.
Do you want me to repeat that sentence to you?
My car is hexed.
I am a vampire.
I
And these
love you,
croissants
Lilith,
are
very
delicious.
Guys.
My car is hexed.
One way or another, we're gonna have to deal with this. Either we find a way to unhex the car, or we have to find out what the hell is going on here and remove the hexer.
Well, what do we know? Did any of you find out anything else? She's holy.
Yep.
Why is she holy?
She has the radiance around. None of you believed me, but she has the radiance around her. She's not just a believer. There's something about her.
The one source of holy ground in this place is gonna be that church up there.
I don't want to go up there.
Well, that's a shame. I didn't want to get mushrooms either, but you know what? Things happen. He, like, opens up the car door.
Do you know how much it hurts to walk on hollowed ground?
Then just don't walk there. Like, get
Yeah.
near it. I'll stand outside with you.
I'd rather much walk into the hollowed ground.
There's an off chance the grounds aren't hollow.
Fine, let's go then.
All right, let's go to this church to get my car unhooked. 'Cause I do love you, Lilith, very much, but I
Watch
love
out
my
for
car
fucking
in equal
gadgets,
measure.
by the way.
Watch out for what now?
You love your car in equal measure?
Yes.
We're going to have a talk.
And what did Harker say?
Watch out for falling statues, by the way.
What do you mean?
Evidently, there's a myth surrounding this church. That there was a ghost that lived up in the towers and would push statues onto people.
Let me guess, monastery towers, no?
Yeah. Also, those shoes that she was wearing, they were made up in the monastery.
Right. Then off
Yeah,
we
they're-
go.
You know, a lot of monasteries make beer.
Yes, they make my booze.
Yeah, no, but this one, I think this one makes shoes.
They have bees. He just brightens up and gets the parcel.
We go to the monastery.
Equal amounts to your car, really, Beltane.
Look, you gave me a hobby and I love it.
I gave you life.
They they do indeed make wine because they did mention the vineyards earlier.
Ah, shit, I totally missed that.
So,
I forgot to mention that.
all right. Do you try to hire a car or a wagon or anything, or do you just walk?
How far is the monastery?
It's-
Roughly?
It's right over the vineyards over there.
Yeah, it's a mile or two.
I'm not walking there.
I would just start walking. Like, Gain doesn't own a
I-
car at home. He's not used to having a car on call. He just hoofs it everywhere.
And it is waning towards the later hours of the day. Oh, jeez.
Is there like a grocer farmer cart around with a horse?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. There's
Oh,
you know,
I'll pay
wagons
for
and
it.
whatnot.
Yeah, I'll bribe this grocer for their cart and trouble and say, "But just go into the monastery. If you want it back, you can come get it."
All right, and he said basically, you know, oh, I'll send my boy. He's got to drop some stuff off up there anyway. And
Perfect.
you ride through the rolling vineyards towards the monastery. Again, it's basically a cathedral, more than like an Augustinian, you know, monastery with grounds and a chapel and whatnot. It's basically one building situation where it's just a big, massive. The monastery is how to put this, the living quarters and everything is in one building, and there might be some side buildings for more of the industrial type stuff, but it isn't a typical monastery that has outbuildings and chapels and sub chapels and whatnot.
I watch for falling statues.
As you get close, you do realize that there are statues, and they're basically it's Mary and horrible, hideous gargoyles interchanged all the way around the upper parapet of the buttressing to the cathedral.
Are there any pedestals with missing statues?
As you look, no. I mean, not on your approach to said place. Again, there are there are monks, tending vineyards and yep, cobbling shoes and raking, sweeping, all the chores that must be done to maintain such a large structure.
Maybe the gargoyles know something.
Maybe. He's rummaging through his bag before he pulls out some mistletoe and just lays it in front of the church entryway and backs off, holding up his hands. It's an offering that he's giving to the gargoyles.
Okay. None of them seem to react or move. Yeah, they. Also, too, they're all probably
Mm-hmm.
30 or 40 feet in the air.
Yeah, it's more of a he's not there to cause trouble. He's just there for peaceful reasons. He doesn't want to provoke anger from these guardians.
Yeah.
He understands it's not his space.
An ivory sprig, as it were.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any rowan trees around?
Who? Not in the immediate vicinity.
Perfect.
So.
Just turn to the left and
maybe beyond the vineyards, because basically the entire place is like apiaries and vineyard, as far out as you could see. The forests were cut away in medieval times, probably to aid in the construction of the cathedral itself.
He just looks delighted by this because the rowan trees would bar him from entering completely.
Yep. And as you approach, one of the brothers comes out and waves to the grocer's boy, and they exchange pleasantries, and Kane, just roll me 2d6s, if you'd be so kind.
That's a 5.
All right. Yeah, they exchange, and they just kind of the monk just kind of ignores you guys, thinking it's not my business.
Beltane, what exactly are you going to tell them? That the devil has taken your engine.
That I need a holy blessing on my vehicle that's from the New World, and I would accept God's great gift upon it as it is.
Don't say New World.
America. I can only partially lie now.
Yes, just ask them if they would bless the car for a safe ride.
Perfect.
I don't know if they're missing any shoes.
Shoes.
And as the two of them are talking, Lilith, you obviously hear the conversation. It goes back and forth, and then the grocer's son says at one point, there has been a murder in town, and the monk is aghast and is like, oh, are you sure it wasn't an accident? And only those of you, obviously, who speak French understand the exchange. But Harker, you've seen this look before, and you can tell that something of the murder has come up.
Let Bonjour, mon. How good day.
Hello.
We were up here for two things. We were wondering if you would bless our car for a safe journey, and as well as, are you missing any of your monastery members?
Or shoes.
Or shoes?
or shoes. Um, give me a moxie roll.
Okay. Oh, it's a math number
Mm.
11.
Oh, uh, he he shakes his head instead of actually saying words, and you can totally tell that you have rattled him.
Can I tell what part of my words rattled it?
The missing someone.
Well, are you missing someone?
No, no, total lie.
Brother, I'm a businesswoman. I know a lie when I see one.
And he looks affronted. And
Isn't lying a sin to your God?
uh, none of the monks are missing from the monastery.
I didn't ask about a monk.
That all of our monks are accounted for.
I didn't ask about your monks.
And he says, "Well, then, I guess we're okay."
A woman, 19, 20 years old, red coat, plain shirt, plain outfit, wearing size 9 men's shoes from your monastery.
And he then like looks at the grocer's son, and then, who are you?
We're here investigating the murder of this woman.
I'll add Interpol.
And he looks dubious, because again, you're a very fancy woman dressed way better than a police officer would be, a very dapper man, and then Harker, and then Kane,
Dressed
who
like
looks
a
like,
tourist.
yeah, and Kane, who looks like a criminal.
I don't just look like a criminal.
Harker will step up and flash a badge.
She'll in English. As Parker steps up, she'll let Harker know. It's like, I definitely know something, and she'll explain like when I mentioned this and this and the monks and all that. The conversation in itself.
Mm-hmm. Would you mind translating for me, Lilith?
Yeah, we.
All right. Pardon me, sir. Credentials, introductions, badge. Listen. I understand. I know what you're going through. I know you've been seeing weird shit. There's weird shit going on every day, and nobody believes you. Trust me, I've been there. I know what that's like. I just want to say, I want to help.
Lilith translates this begrudgingly.
Give me a charm roll, Harker.
Does she get an extra dice because I'm helping?
We'll give her a +1 because you're helping.
Thank you. An 8 with that
right.
+1.
All right. He says, basically, let's go talk to the Monsieur, the head of the church here. And then at one point he touches his crucifix, and he gets this. He gets like this look of, it's like insight but also terror.
He just divine sense to the party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, yes.
Whoops.
That's it. Because of the partial success, but obviously he doesn't see beyond the veil regularly. He just gets a sense of a sense of evil. Oh, I have detected undead and fiend and fae.
Detected
Oh my God, he got
on
it
that
all.
list.
He got it all.
A
Undead,
criminal
fae,
lynch.
and-
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, no. Undead, fae, more undead, and then
Fiend.
fiend.
Yep,
I would
exactly.
say Fiend Celestial for Rue. Like, he did get the full package.
There is a moment of just like Rue's eyes kind of glint red for a moment, and she says,
Can I say that both Lilith and Harker's just eyes glint red at the same time?
All right, and Harker, was there excuse me, the statement going along with that?
"Yeah, just like I said, we're here to help."
And obviously to Lilith, let's get the Monsieur. And he starts kind of like backing away, and he's looking at the kid like, "Run, kid, run! Get the cart and head for home."
I'll speak calmly to the kid. Thank you so much for your service. You
Calm.
are free. Yeah, you are free to go home now. Thank you so much.
English.
I thought she said speak calmly, but we heard it as
Yeah.
common.
No, calmly.
I heard calmly. So
I'll speak
yeah.
calmly, like, oh,
I speak common.
Merci. Thank you and your father for the cart. Feel free to go home now. We can make our way back.
We
All right.
go see the Monsieur.
Okay. So he walks towards the vestibule, the foyer of the church, and
Lilith kind of just turns to it to, he wants us to go see the Monsignor. And just raises an eyebrow, like,
But he is the head of this monastery. We should tell the bees that there was a death. It'd be rude not to do that otherwise.
Did you see his reaction, my dear?
Well, I did. I just figured we could kill him later if it mattered. Okay, we won't kill him. Fine.
I don't
Look.
care if we kill him, but then the whole monastery will know. Then we're the ones that will be blamed for the murder.
Burning down the monastery would be a bit too much, yes.
Exactly.
Sure.
It might break a few laws in the court.
Maybe.
Especially if it's by you.
Yep.
Let's
Kane can do it.
go. Kane could do it.
Harker,
Kane, do you want to burn down a church?
No! Why
Well,
would
there we
I
go.
want to do that?
The detective could do it. Detective, aren't you like half demon now?
You could burn down a church.
You
Not
could.
exactly how I would put it.
Why would anyone burn down a church?
We're just thinking of all the options. Don't worry, Kane. We'll most likely not have to come to that sometime, probably.
How about we just
Wait.
don't do that?
Hey, chances are we're probably gonna have to spend the night here. Let's
Well, I
try
am
and
not
make it
spending the night here.
nice. Let's
Have
try to
fun in
make
the
it nice for
car.
the locals.
I am going to wake up to someone trying to put a stake in my chest.
Or a rock in your car.
Don't do that. So he just keeps walking.
Why is the most alarming sentence to you that rocking your car not a stake to my chest?
Because you can defend yourself, my car can't.
We speak
We're going to have
future.
many talks.
and as you enter the boy, I cannot remember the church name of the
Sybil?
yeah, it's
Entrance?
basically it's the supposedly a complete representation of the gates of heaven.
Oh yeah. With the
So-
all the
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Harker, you hear a sardonic, mocking voice, almost using your own voice against you, that says, "This is gonna hurt, dollface." And as you step through the threshold, oh, it it's like your
A
whole
really bad sunburn.
like basically your whole every surface of your body stuck with needles and stuck with needles and stuck with needles and stuck with needles until you cross the threshold, and then the needles pull away. So it's like, it's like those little toys with all
Yeah,
the
where you press. Yeah.
So but that's your entire body, and as you pass through, it comes out, but it's all over you.
Yeah.
And you step in, and then you hear this little I knew I could get you through.
She staggers a little bit and then like leans up against a wall with her hand over her chest. She looks at Lilith and she's like, "Is this what it's like for you?"
Lilith, you smack right into the barrier. You literally like
Just kind of looked at Beltane.
He's standing there ready to push through the portal. We could go talk to bees, Lilith, and get some information and rumors from them.
You can go talk to bees.
They're
I
very
can't
good
talk to bees.
Yep. I'll just kind of pat this side of the door and say, please let us pass. We are actually here for good intentions to whatever holy being is holding this portal.
Give me a charm roll.
Amazing. 10.
All right. It's almost like you kind of see Nana from the werewolves. You almost like see a flash of her in your mind, and you get that sort of old and new mix and mash, and you feel like something gives you a little nod, almost like a curtsy. And Lilith, if you try again, you're able to step across the portal.
Maxie? Mm-hmm. She just says as she steps in.
And Kane, you just bebop your way in.
No, dear,
Feels
that's not what it's
oily.
like for me. That's what it's like for me. I'm barred from here. You, this is literally the antithesis of you.
We're getting raided.
Ah, Rob, thank you for the raid!
That's the raid bong.
Here. Oh, there you go.
Yeah!
Love you, Rob.
Really.
Thank
I
you,
do,
Rob.
How are you feeling, dear, with the whole Parker?
Huh? What?
How are you feeling with the...
Fucking hurt. Is that the way it's like for you?
Yes.
Sometimes. You
Jeez.
can see why my hesitation is valid.
Maybe I shouldn't say that. Quite the opposite, actually.
Say what?
She's going to Jesus. She's gonna kind of.
Well, he's not on your side anymore, dear.
Yeah, I get the idea that that's the problem. She's gonna sidle up next to Kane as we're walking the halls, and she's like, "You still got that thing I told you to hold on to?"
That really depends. What was the thing that you told me to hang on to? Was it ginger candy? Because I for sure got that. Is it the gilded baubles? I got that. A mini accordion? Got that as well. A Monica?
She's gonna wait patiently for it to click. You know, the thing I told you to hold on to. Make sure that I could never find.
I don't have it written down in my inventory, so you're gonna have to remind me.
Hey, remember when Harker gave Kane half of her soul and said, "Don't lose this"?
She literally gave you a Horcrux.
Oh, I think Beltane lifted it from Kane and put it into his cairn.
Yep. Oh! Oh, yeah! No, that! Yep.
You remember where you have it, right?
Of course.
It's just my soul you have. So now,
Oh,
does
good.
Kane
Good,
does not
Kane.
remember?
I'm sure you wouldn't lie about something this important.
Indoor, the player, does not remember what I did with it.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
We don't we could figure that out later.
Yeah. If it was important to hold on to it, I don't know if Kane would have brought it to Europe.
It's important to hold on to it and find a place where Harker can't get to it, essentially.
So
said,
he
"Take
would have
this,
for sure
make sure I
fucking
can't
left it
find
in America.
Yeah, okay.
When you go to Europe, if I'm not supposed to give it to you.
We don't need it right now. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely have that thing that I wasn't supposed to forget about.
All right. I'm just saying we might need it later to fix things.
What if I told you it wasn't here?
Here exactly in Europe?
Yes.
Well, I'd say you shouldn't do that because I told you not to tell me.
Fair enough.
All right, and so Lilith, you're really you are feeling the pressure of God basically here in this holy ground. You have been given, a nod and the ability to be here because Beltane was a god at one time, and hence this is sort of okay, obviously there's some deal was made here to allow you into the monastery. As you enter, you're walking down the main aisle, and the pews are of ancient walnut, and before you is the grandeur of the crucifix and the stained glass, reaching to the sky. Along the sides, the windows are no more than a foot apart, and or a foot wide, I mean, and Beltane, you notice, are the stained glass is all there's all cold wrought iron all the way up and down, so as to keep your kind out.
Yeah, his skin's very itchy. He's very uncomfortable in this space.
That makes two of us.
And they lead you back through a precept and past some cells and deep into the monastery, and he knocks on this ancient door that's iron bound.
Beltane, dear, would you stand in front of me so I don't get holy water thrown in my face?
He looks to you, looks to the iron door, and just kind of moves between the two, and just grits his teeth as his skin starts to turn purple.
And,
Okay, and she takes it and puts it behind her.
and the monk opens the iron wrought door, and he knocks first, and then enters, and entrez-vous, s'il vous plaît, and they walk in, and the Monsignor is behind the desk, and he's like working along with the pen, and he looks up, and the pen is on the paper, and the ink is, we see as the audience, we focus in, the ink is like spreading like blood across the
Like
the sheet.
blood, you say?
It's ink. It's ink, but it looks almost like a wound would bleed. And
there's a vampire in the party. Words mean things.
and so he's now staring at all of you. Harker, you know this look. This man sees you all for what you are.
Ah, nice.
And he very, he composes himself, and he lays the pen down. How may I help you?
Bonjour, Monseigneur. I hope you're having a lovely day.
Harker's gonna touch her elbow and say, he sees us for what we are.
Good.
Oh, thank goodness, because it really hurts. He just kind of
Do you mind
ruffles
speaking with
his
us somewhere
clothes.
else?
I don't believe that's going to happen. How did you enter this holy house?
Don't worry about that, dear.
I asked permission.
And he he tilts his head in an odd,
Whatever you think we're here for, it's nothing so malevolent. Actually, we're investigating a murder.
indeed. And he does speak English. When talk to him in English, he responds in English. And,
It's gonna make this a lot easier.
yeah, um, and how are you going to help?
Harker walks up, flashes her badge, credentials.
Okay. All right.
um, we've been investigating the crime scene since this morning, and it's a lot of clues kind of lead back to this monastery. As it turns out, she's wearing shoes that were made here, men's shoes, size 9.
And we'll skip ahead. He immediately says, "What crime?" And you you
Explain what we've.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you
Later.
Yeah.
discuss the
Well,
case
I'm
and the
glad you
murder.
asked.
Yeah. And um he he slumps and sighs and says, the uh Sister Edith was a special case. She was brought here because of her uh, abilities.
Hmm.
I see.
Why she decided to take off, leave the monastery, and where she got this disguise that you're talking about. Um, why? I have no idea why she would have left.
Do you have any idea why something would want to keep her from leaving?
No. Did you tell him? Is there anything you left out in what you've found so far?
No.
No.
Nope, not at all.
Plain and honest.
The
The statue murder.
statue
Yeah.
murder from 100 years ago, all
Yeah,
of that.
Yep.
Um, and basically at that point when you told about the statue murders, he's like, that is piffery.
You do see us standing in front of you, right?
Yes, and I have seen real miracles of our Lord, and I know that the Sister Evelyn was brought here because she was exhibiting the same sort of abilities, miracles,
Mm.
and so yes, but I don't know why she would leave. And the gargoyles or the statues are killing people. It was believed to be a madman or such that was committing those murders.
Did any of the gargoyles have spears when we saw them outside?
Give me a brains roll, my dear vampire, whilst I get a drink.
Okay. Ooh, that's not
Everybody hydrate.
bad.
Hydrate.
Hydrate. Brains. 12.
Ooh.
Oh wow. Okay. Um, it clicks to you. We do a thing where you use your vampiric senses and you look at the gargoyles, and you literally see the three clawed toes on their feet, and their tail has the whole devil's type tail with a spear blade basically on the tip. of the tales, it just immediately clicks to you.
Would I know if someone controls gargoyles?
Um, no, that would not be in your purview of anything you had come across in the past. The only stone creatures you would have known are like earth elementals from Beltane. But you
Belting.
do but you do know just from being alive as long as you
Mm.
have and stuff that gargoyles are guardians that keep evil spirits away,
Hmm.
supposedly.
Well, Monsignor, there's evidence to that leads us to believe that one of your gargoyles did this.
Why would, if for some reason the gargoyles were to come to life, and um, why would they attack Sister Evelyn? You have said by your own volition that she is of the Holy Spirit, not. And and literally, he looks at you, Harker, and almost says, of the devil, but
Mhm.
the words don't come out. She
Mm.
is not of the.
Yes, like that one. Yes, right.
Monsignor, are you sure she was of your god?
As we were looking into Sister Evelyn's abilities, his possible sainthood, I would assume that
What were
her
her abilities?
uh, healing of the sick, uh, um,
Which could do that?
um, um, basically, yeah, they went through, basically rituals to make sure she was pure. If you've ever seen like Joan of Arc,
Mm-hmm.
the most recent Joan of Arc movie,
Mm-hmm.
they went through all that kind of
Right.
medieval Christian BS to prove that
Right.
she
Right.
wasn't a faker, um,
Right.
or the devil tricking them, and he expounds on that and takes you through. Um,
No. Do you control these gargoyles, or are they just act of their own volition?
he's like, I have never seen one of them move. If that is what you're suggesting.
No, that is what I am suggesting, but it's not what I am asking.
No, I would not have any kind of control over these gargoyles.
Hmm.
Is there anyone else here with the Sister Evelyn's abilities?
Uh, there are some of us who, like myself, can have have gone through enough ritual to see evil.
Well, it's just a little wave.
Mm-hmm.
See evil, Monsignor. Well,
I don't think he really knows what evil is. Did she keep a journal?
As it appears that you are not malevolent creatures, uh, I will allow you to look at her cell.
Thank you.
thank you.
And he himself leads you there. The brother who did not speak English is like, what is going on during this whole conversation? And he tells him in French to I will be showing these people to Sister Evelyn's. Please, get the brothers, gather the brothers for a mass, basically vespers or whatever time it happens to be.
Lilith leans over to Belting. If they try to exercise me or Harker, I swear to God, I will come back.
He leans over. I'm a techno-disco ball, as he points to himself. His hair has gone from black to white, his skin's turning from purple to gray to brown to a bark color.
Just hold on a little bit, dear.
There's so much fire in here.
I know.
What's disco?
It's a dance. Don't worry. You'll
It
hate
hasn't
it.
happened yet.
50 years from now, all the rage.
He's ahead of his time.
Beltane traveling in time. That's the like offshoot comic.
Yeah.
Beltane traveling in time. So they because we're getting close here. You go to the cell and it doesn't look like it's been touched. This just happened last night, and no one's been here because they haven't even realized she was gone yet. So what do you do?
I would like to investigate for journals, notes, anything in Francois.
Okay, and everyone who's helping, what are we doing? Like you're Lilith, you're looking through drawers, looking for papers, books.
Under the bed with my strength. Just
Okay. I assume at least one of you is helping.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, Harker's nosy as fuck. She's gonna
Yeah.
be getting into everything.
Seeing as how Beltane is basically dying by being inside of this building, Kane's gonna be like, let's go talk to the bees. It'll be all right. Let's get you out of here. Let's talk to those bees.
All
I
right.
think I'm tasting iron on my tongue.
That's
He just
blood.
swallows cane. Oh.
That's actually blood. If you've never tasted your own blood before, iron is high in the flavor profile. Let's get you out of here.
My blood tastes of flowers. As he follows game.
Oh, bless him. Is it just Lilith and Harker in this room now?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say one of you rolls the roll and adds +1 to it.
What kind of roll is it?
Brains.
Brains. All right. Well, I've got a +1 to my brains. How about
have a
you?
+1 in my brain
It doesn't
too.
matter who rolls it then.
No. Try it to be me or you.
You give it a go. I roll
Okay.
worryingly often.
That one was cocked. Oh, still cocked. I probably shouldn't keep like a lot of cables on my dice tray. A total of 12 again. I swear there were 2 5s.
Nice.
All right. So as you're going through, at one point, the basically a Bible. It is there. You open it, and a letter falls out and twirls and lands on the ground.
Well, that's what I call a clue. She'll
Uh,
pick it up.
Harker will use her occultism to catch it out of midair. Like, wave her hand, like a little wind just like, and like snaps it into her hand.
Have to be that extra. Can you
Sorry,
read
it's a
French?
reflex. She'll flip it open, and is it
And
in
it's
French?
in French.
I'll pluck it out of her hands. Thank you.
And it begins, dearest Evelyn, and it proceeds. It is a love letter,
No.
and it says, basically, I will meet you last night at midnight in the village. Francois.
She a nun?
Yep.
Oh,
Ooh,
no.
Francois.
Oh, Evelyn. That's not allowed.
Oh no.
You
Is that-
think,
You think Gargoyle didn't like that?
it's high on my list of things that could have gone wrong. We should probably find this Francois guy and rule him out.
All right.
If it's a jealous lover, I saw rip their heads off.
So
No. Lilith,
because we're
love
running
makes people do weird things.
we're
Go ahead.
running really close on time. That was sort of the final clue
Mhm.
in it. Um, when you do speak to Francois, he loses it. He
No.
goes into total sobbing, weeping. French. Mon chéri is my love,
Malicious. Yeah.
my love.
Oh, bless him.
What had happened to my love, kind of thing. And uh, let's go ahead and let's Harker, give me a fortitude roll, and Beltane, give me a brains roll.
I've got an 8 here.
Okay.
10.
All right. So Harker, that little voice of yours, basically, says to you that well, I'm trying to think of how he would say it. Well, now we see how the big guy operates. Can't leave his house. He's worse than Lilith's mob.
My mom does good.
I never said I approved.
And Beltane, yeah, you get the gist that the magic of the gargoyles, it just functioned. It was literally, you know, they went, oh my god, the saint is going to cross over into evil. We're going to lose this saint. And
Right.
it basically flew down to get her and
Take her out while she's still good.
Better as a martyr.
Yeah.
God.
As he lifts the bees away from him, he just looks at Kane. You know, the new religion. It's strange, isn't it?
Which one?
The one that allows their saints to die.
And
The one
that
we are
would
standing on.
be... This
one.
is an old one. This is like thousands of years old.
He pauses and thinks, yes, you're human. The new religion is this religion. Okay.
So it's not like based off of a work of science fiction that some guy's gonna write?
No, that's, no.
Huh.
So, this being the case, this being the way that her story resolved, I've got a pretty good scene to end off for tonight on. So, do any wrapping up that you guys want to do?
Yeah,
I think at some point Lilith will look over to Harker when they all realize this, and they call us monsters and evil. Yeah, look at that. Apparently to them evil was going away with someone you love.
And Harker's smoking a cigarette. I think there's there's like a cowboy bebop jazz ballad being played over it.
Lilith kind of takes.
It's a montage of everybody just bemoaning the sad ending to this story. And she's all like, you know what? I think I'm finally starting to understand.
Understand what?
Your perspective in all of this. And she kind of ashes her cigarette onto the railing of this monastery, kind of in a disrespectful gesture. And she's gonna look at Lilith and say, "So, your soul is kind of in the same situation mine is, wouldn't you say?"
Lilith looks at you. I would assume this is after, just after sunset, not a second after. She takes off the hat with the veil, looks at you, takes out a cigarette, lights it. It seems so, detective.
From my perspective, I don't feel like either side is really in the right here.
No.
I feel like we should really have more say in what goes on with those things.
I think we should.
So, what do you say, you and me? We go take him back.
Hmm. I always did like a one with a plan.
Um, Harker's gonna light Lilith's cigarette, and then we have like the two of their eyes light up red again.
Mm-hmm.
And as we pull from that scene, we look over and we see into the window of Francois's attic apartment,
Oh
and
no.
he's just sobbing into his hands with the moonlight, framing him, and we fade to black. Credits roll.
Nice.
Hell yeah. That was a
At least
great
in my
game.
perspective.
Yeah! Yay!
Alright,
Thank
go
you,
ahead.
GB, for running this game!
Yay!
Yes.
Thank you.
I
I really
have
like this classic murder mystery episode. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I have a blast every time we get to play Monster Noire, and GB, I have a blast every time you're on the show, but that's not as frequently as I would like, even though it is already once a week. So where can I find you? What do you do?
Graybeard Tavern. Check out my Twitter, has my schedule on it. Very soon, no, August 3rd, I think, or the following Friday, I will. Oh, first off, next up, tomorrow, I'll be back here at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time to play our fun. Uh, I call it Tyrant Security because I can't say the other dang words that are in it.
Story of the
Yeah,
Wonder.
that's the
Just
one.
Tyrant Security's fine.
Tyrant Security.
It takes me so long to say that word. I have to say it slowly.
Exactly. So with Satan and Indoor, and then on Fridays soon, in a couple weeks, I will be over on Encounter Roleplay at 3 or 4 in the afternoon, playing Diesel Punks, a apocalypse world. And then after that, almost immediately after that, 8 o'clock, I'll be over on G Game Nights every Friday playing Neon Souls, a sprawl cyberpunk type game. Then Sunday mornings, I play here on my channel with all my fun toys, playing Darkest Dungeon. But we finished Darkest Dungeon, so now we've got a new game coming up, which I have not decided on yet. So tune in Sunday. Then at 4 o'clock on Sunday, sorry guys, I know I play a lot. At 4 o'clock on Sundays, I'm back over on G Game Nights for Monster of the Week, and that's my very full gaming schedule.
Not this week, though, because then after G Game Nights, you're coming back
Yes!
to join us for Tomb of Annihilation.
Oh my god, that's right. I will be playing Nazrat on Friend of the Jungle on Sunday nights here. I'm so glad to be playing it. I love that stupid little character of mine, him, Halfling. Anyway, that's me. Check out my Twitter. You'll see it.
Excellent. And Satan, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hello, I am Satan. And speaking of long schedules, I do a lot. You can find me here once a month playing this wonderful game with these wonderful people that I love very, very much. You can also find me here Thursday nights, so tomorrow at 8:30 EST, 5:30 PST, playing by my Deep Soldari Bard in Tyrant Security with Indoor NGB. Saturdays, you can find me at 8:30 EST PM over at Plot Hunters, which is my main channel. We're an all POC, all LGBTQ plus cast and show. So if you like supporting those spaces, come watch us. We're playing Horde of the Dragon Queen. Tyranny of Dragons. I knew it had to do with Tiamat. And every other Saturday, so not this Saturday, but about next Saturday, I'm playing Dragon Age over at Valdrian's channel. It's a good game. It's a good show to watch if you want to learn the Dragon Age system. Our GM does an awesome job at explaining it to us. We're all new players, and to the audience, to you, while we play it. So if you want to learn some more systems, come do that. Monday nights, you can find me over at Wandering DM playing Ekaterina von Stein, my inventor in Castle Falkenstein. Um, and what else? Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. EST, you can find me over at the Hack Goblin, where I DM. Jen here, and a couple other people. And all these lovely people have been guests on that show in a very loose homebrew world where a lot of things are happening. But last week and this week, we had a couple of DM guest DMs because I was taking breaks. I could play with my players. Ender was one of them yesterday. RJ was one of them last week. And Danae Keener, DanaeKeener.com is going to be there tomorrow. DMing and trying to kill us. And that is my full schedule. I think. Do I have anything else? Oh, there's a podcast I'm part of. It's out. It's coming out. I'm part of Shadow of the Arcanum. It's I think the second or third episode's out already. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. You can find it in a lot of places. And if you go over to Pro Restar's channel, you can find it. We're in the world of Tal'Dorei, but playing by Shadow of the Demon Lord rules. It's really fun. It's really interesting. Drama and shenanigans happens. I play a really tall centaur lady. That's it. I swear. I swear.
Who says I'm gonna kill you?
You.
Oh, hi everybody. My name is Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. I'm here on Mondays and on Sundays playing as Coriander the Eldrin Paladin during our Four Keeps game on Mondays. And then on Sundays we do Doom of Annihilation, and I play as Baz the Drow Rogue Fighter. Tomorrow you can find me over on the Hype Goblins channel doing a guest game. I'm going to be DMing, and they're going to go to the Temple of Dreams. And shenanigans will occur there. It'll be a spooky time, a little bit. It'll also be a chaotic time, a little bit.
A lot of it.
There's a lot going on. All I can say is brains. Anyway, DanaeKeener.com.
Hi, I'm Jen, and you can find me here once a month playing Beltane Holler, the Fame Officer. And every Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm over at the Hype Goblin channel, and we're playing with Danae Keener of TheDanaeKeener.com. Fantastic one shot. I'm looking forward to playing. Alternating weeks, I'm on the Valdrance channel playing a orc warlock to the Undying. And on the Thursday, I am DMing my homebrew world over that channel where I take my players through the world of Ashenfell and don't TPK them because I love them very much. And that's me. Oh, yeah, that's me.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this specifically once a month, but otherwise Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have our homebrew adventure. We got the Orrery of the Wanderer, the Acquisitions Incorporated adventure that we have turned from a Forgotten Realm setting into the homebrew setting of our Monday night game, and then of course Tomb. This is your first time joining us and you want to check out more of what we have in stock, go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures. You can check out on all of our VODs, or if you go to patreon.com/Indoor Adventures, you can check out our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community but also from each other, which is where we are going to be going right now. So I would like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop by. Thank you to GB for running this game, and thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!